Welcome back in. We are joined by a very, very special guest, Miss Virginia, Cecili Weber. My name's Jamie. He's Caleb.
Howdy.
And
hello, everyone.
We are having a lot of fun this week because I was telling Caleb, around campus, there's a lot of different events that go on over the course of a summer. There's camps, there's football camps, there used to be Boys State here, and so that week there would be, 1,000 12-year-old kids running around. And
Very different this week.
It's a little bit different this week. There's going to be, how many actually?
There are 30 contestants for the Miss Virginia program alone, but we also have 29 fantastic contestants for the Outstanding Teen Division. So there's lots of young ladies here on campus this week.
So the campus certainly has been beautified, and I'm sure there's a lot of talent here as well, because that's the cool thing about the Miss America version of the pageant systems is the talent competition is right in the midst there.
The talent is right at the heart of the competition. So each of our 30 Miss and 2019 contestants will have really 2 minutes to entertain the judges and to showcase their personal talents, whether they're a singer, a dancer like myself, instrumentalist. We've got a ventriloquist, people writing spoken word pieces, all kinds of different things. They'll be showcasing what makes them special and what makes them talented. So that's my favorite part of the competition.
And Caleb's got the information, and we'll get to that here in just a minute, as far as how someone who's in the Lynchburg area can actually come out and be a part of this, because it's the first year that it's on campus here at Liberty, and the facility is great, and hopefully there's going to be a wonderful turnout.
I'm really hoping so, and we've really had an amazing transition here to Lynchburg. The community has been just welcoming us with open arms. Liberty has been so wonderful, and there's even other opportunities for people to come check us out. So whether you're coming and watching the show in person, we'd love to have you from the 21st to the 23rd, but there's also actually a free event tomorrow night on Tuesday where people can come meet the contestants. So that's pretty cool.
Your personal experience in this competition, now kind of your year of reigning is coming to an end. I'm sure it's a little bit bittersweet.
It sure is. And I actually spent several years working towards this point of even becoming Miss Virginia. So it's kind of weird being on this side of it. I've put so many years of my life prepping, growing, my confidence, growing my poise, my public speaking abilities, my talent. And I've really seen a lot of improvements in my own personal self through this program. So to have it come full circle is really special. And it is bittersweet, of course, passing on the title of Miss Virginia. I've loved it so much. But I do know from these 30 contestants, like I've said, they're so talented. There's going to be an amazing representative in that group, and I cannot wait to meet her.
Yeah, you mentioned that your experience has helped you grow and change as a person. Can you talk more about that? How has this helped shape you as who you are?
I certainly can. The core part of the Miss America organization is community service. So there is a personal initiative that you take on. It's called your platform, and you do service throughout your year to benefit that. For me, mine is called Born Leaders, and it's all about encouraging Virginia's youth, or really any young person, to pursue leadership, because I know that we all have those things that are intrinsic to ourselves. We all have our own value that we can bring to a situation and really step up as a leader. So I encourage my young kids, like I said, I travel the entire Commonwealth speaking to elementary school students. I tell them that we all have that special something, and there's a way that we all can be a leader, and it doesn't look the same. And that's okay. We're all unique. We're all made differently. And I help them find those special ways that they can be a leader themselves. So I've grown as a leader in the Miss Virginia organization, and now I'm trying to give it back and help, Virginia's young people see themselves as leaders and step up in that role.
What is the experience like for the children's side of things?
It's really special. So I think I actually am an only child, but I grew up with a lot of cousins around me, younger cousins. So I grew up with kids, and I love children, and actually interacting with the children, something I do day to day, whether it's at a children's hospital, in a school, even out in the community. That's been the most special to me, to hopefully be a role model for not only little girls, but little boys as well. And for teenagers as well. We need strong role models. And I've tried so hard my year to show them, how to live a life with character and with grace, and to hopefully be that positive influence.
I think a lot of folks probably don't realize what goes into this beyond just walking across the stage in an evening gown. I remember
Yes.
there was a young lady, and it's going to test my memory, but it was back, I believe, in the 90s, and she actually went through one Miss Lynchburg, one Miss Virginia, went on and won Miss America, and she was out of the same
Yes.
general area. And you may remember the name. I'm
I
not,
bet it's Nicole Johnson.
Yes, it actually
that's
was.
Nicole.
Very good, very good. And her platform was diabetes because she was a diabetic herself. And I remember her going on television, going on radio, and talking about that, and being something that was very close to her heart. And I'm sure what you're dealing with is very close to your heart as well. But it's interesting that as these young girls at a very early age, not only are they thinking about, what can I say when I'm in front of the judges, and what am I going to do when I'm walking across the stage, but they're already thinking about community service, and they're already thinking about what their platform's going to be.
And that's what makes the Miss America organization, the Miss Virginia organization, so special, is that we're not only wanting a young lady who can grace, national stages, because our next Miss Virginia will certainly go on to Miss America, but we're looking for somebody who will make a difference in our state. So I had the opportunity to go to Miss America. I was lucky enough to place in the top 10, but once I got back from Atlantic City, I had a whole year of a job. And thankfully, it's something I've been so passionate about, and that's what has really fueled my desire to keep competing. I knew that I wanted to be Miss Virginia, and I wanted to do the traveling. I wanted to speak to the children. I wanted to hopefully inspire them, because I've grown as a leader, and I know the value within that. So that's how I chose my platform, and that's why I was so happy to be able to come back and serve the Commonwealth, because just being Miss Virginia is such an honor in itself.
You graduated just recently from Hollins.
Yes. So right down the road.
And I think you want our jobs, or at least a job similar to ours, whenever you get outside of the competition and outside of the pageantry. Tell us a little bit about that.
I will. So I went to Hollins University. It's one of our few remaining all-women's colleges in the South. And certainly my experience at Hollins, I think, set me up to be Miss Virginia, because serving as a leader in an all-women's realm, I was encouraged to pursue the role of class president, and I ran for that office, served in that office, served in various other leadership offices throughout my years there, and I just found it to be such an empowering environment to be around so many young women who shared common interests, who were passionate about helping others, and were working hard academically to get to the point where in their career they could do that. So that was really amazing. And they inspired me to become Miss Virginia, because I felt like this was where my talents could shine. And just like I tell children all across the Commonwealth, we've got our special talents. I believe that my talent is speaking. And I love communicating with people and connecting with people. And that's why I want to get into broadcasting. So it really is amazing. I think in a lot of ways, not only at college, but in the Miss Virginia experience, I've been able to find what I want to do as a career, a way to give back to others.
Now, your talent doesn't necessarily work well on radio.
It does not. Or, I mean, kind of on TV, but not for the kind of TV I want to be doing. I'm a dancer. I'm actually a jazz dancer. So if anybody in the audience watched the Miss America or the Miss America pageant last year, I was the final dancer to perform in the top 10. And I did a dance to Donna Summer's Last Dance. So it was really fun. Did a little disco jazz number. And it was really fun because, not only are we trying to show the talents that we have, but we also want to entertain the audience, and we want to have a lot of fun. So I loved getting to do that number on national TV.
So would hosting Dancing with the Stars be like an ultimate goal, or being on it, I guess?
Ideally, being on Good Morning America or the Today Show, and then competing on Dancing with the Stars would be my ideal situation. Yes.
Well, we've got another connection here. Rashad Jennings, who was a football star here at Liberty, won Dancing with the Stars. So it just all he may be on.
Connecting. Yes.
If he happens to be on campus this week, there's football camps going on, so maybe he'll be here. You can connect this all together.
It's all about building that network. Yeah.
Exactly. Not that this is, and I think in some people's minds maybe this has been a controversial topic, but in the news the last few weeks, there's been some changes as far as at the national level of the Miss America competition. And I guess the other thing that we should probably clarify for those that are maybe not particularly familiar with the different pageants, that there's a difference between the Miss USA pageants and the Miss America. The Miss America pageant goes back almost 100 years.
Almost 100 years, 97 years. And it did start, I will say, as it was marketed as a bathing beauty contest. So it started off as a swimsuit competition all the way back when in Atlantic City. But we've really grown to encompass so many different aspects. So previously, the swimsuit competition was included, but it was marketed as lifestyle and fitness. And it was less about what we looked like in the swimsuits and more about being able to show our strength, that we're living a healthy lifestyle, that we have mental as well as physical endurance for the job. But there's the evening gown competition, of course, and the talent competition and interview portion. So that's always been the core set of ways that our Miss America was selected. Those were kind of her ways that she competed. But there has been a shift. So if you've been following along in the news, there's been a lot of coverage around this change in the Miss America organization. Gretchen Carlson is now the chairwoman of the board, and we are removing the swimsuit competition. So what was initially the only competition in the Miss America organization has now changed and has been removed. And Gretchen gave a wonderful interview on Good Morning America. I highly suggest watching if you haven't, where she talks about how Miss America 2.0, this new era, is focusing more on what we have to say and less on what we look like, because Miss America itself is a public speaking role taking you all across the nation, just like Miss Virginia takes me all across the Commonwealth. And you don't have to wear a swimsuit to be Miss Virginia. I have yet to wear one as Miss Virginia. So she really is trying to reframe the competition so that the general public that watches Miss America knows what Miss America is actually about. It's not about walking in a swimsuit or evening gown. It's about what you can do in your community to make it better. It's about what we have to say. And it's about academic excellence because it is a scholarship program.
What's the reaction been as you've talked to people around the state?
It has been varied because, again, with a 97-year-old organization, it is very traditional. And that's a beautiful part of the organization, the tradition. But just like anything, women's place in the world is changing. It's 2018. We, I think, should have more of a focus put on who we are and less on what we look like on stage. So I've been very positive about it, and I've been outspoken in my positive feelings on this change. And I'm just trying to be really supportive too for this next Miss Virginia who's going to this competition that will be different than the past 97 years. So I think it's all in all a positive change. I think that Miss Americas will continue to be beautiful, but I'm hoping that the emphasis won't be on their outer beauty, it will be on their inner beauty.
This week, there's a lot into this. I think most people see the end result. They see what ends up on television, the final hour, 2 hours, 3 hours of actual competition, but there's a lot that goes into it leading into that. And Caleb, if you could give us a rundown. If someone is driving around Lynchburg right now or watching this on social media and they go, you know what, I'm in town, how can I participate? How can I be a part of it? When and where are the events?
That's right. It'll be here on Liberty's campus, so it's not too much of a drive for one of us. It's going to be in the big music building that they just built a couple years ago. The Center for Music and the Worship Arts is what the building is called. So when you look it up, you know where to go. It's next to the dining hall. It'll be this Thursday, the 21st, through this Saturday, the 23rd. On Thursday, it's Miss Virginia Night 1 at 7:30. And on Friday at 10:30 a.m. will be Miss Teen Day 1. And that evening at 7:30 will be Miss Virginia Night 2. Saturday, there's also 2 events. At 1:30 p.m. is Miss Teen Day 2. And then Saturday night at 7:30 will be the Miss Virginia Finals.
Yes. So by the end of this week, we will have a new Miss Virginia's Outstanding Teen and a new Miss Virginia. And if y'all want to come, you can purchase tickets online. Come see me. I'll be performing. And come see our outstanding contestants because one of them is going to be your next Miss Virginia.
That's
What's
right.
the website?
All of that information you can find at missva.org.
Yes. Find us there.
Outstanding. Well, before we let you go, for one, congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
I'm sure it's been a whirlwind of a year. I'm sure that year went by just like that.
So quick.
Hard to believe it's over for you, but as you're preparing the next generation that's going to go up, Caleb and I would like to, I know we can't compete in the Miss
I'm sorry, Jamie. I know it's been a dream of
Virginia
yours.
I
competition.
know.
But
Poor
if we
guys.
the curiosity I have is that moment when you're put on the spot, the question that you're asked, how you respond to it, and that can be the difference between winning and losing.
It can be, and you only have 30 seconds to respond. If you're on the Miss America stage, your final question, you get 30 seconds. So I don't think we'll time you guys. We'll take it easy on you.
Wow, this is
Oh, thank you. This is the
I'm
practice
actually
round.
I know
nervous
this is
about this.
Well, it is the most nerve-wracking part of competition. Okay, I've been thinking on some questions. So
Now, normally is everybody asked the same question?
No, they're always asked different
Different
ones.
questions.
And they're usually about current events. However, I'm trying to get to know you all a little bit better, so I'm going to ask slightly more personal questions, if that's okay.
Works for me.
Okay.
All right. Caleb,
Okay.
would you like to go first?
Sure.
I will
Okay.
give you yours first. So if you were to become Miss Virginia, what community service effort would you choose to promote during your year?
I would probably decide to work with something more military-based, like Wounded Warrior. I have a lot of military family, as well as a lot of military extended family, so my heart really reaches out to those people. And I know that it can be hard because a lot of veterans I've seen, it's really hard for them to get help and to get certain kinds of benefits. So I would really try to dive into that effort there and try to help our veterans because they've given everything for us, so maybe
Yeah.
we should give back.
I love that. Oh, that was such a good question and answer. Oh my goodness, claps for you. But also, I mean, that's wonderful because a lot of title holders, they do lobby. They go meet with, local, state, and even, our national elected representatives to try and have policy change. So that's totally something you could do.
Awesome.
It's really cool.
That was a great question. Now, why do I get the feeling that my question is going to be about Pythagorean theorem or
No.
something that I'm going to have no
Don't worry.
clue
I
about?
study communications, not math, so you are safe.
Yeah.
Nothing about
Those
that.
two usually don't go together. I don't know very many communication people that are they're
Yeah.
bringing out the calculator.
I did communications and art history, so that is not my realm. Okay, and let's see. I'm going to cook up a good one for you.
No pressure, Jamie.
I know. So, if there was a Mr. Virginia competition, what would be the phases of competition you would compete in?
Well, there would definitely need to be feats of strength, I think.
Okay.
Well, you know what I think? I think there should be a humor competition.
Okay, I
think,
like it.
How many times have you heard a female, and if with the assumption of we're trying to build these young men into leaders,
Mm-hmm.
you've got to have a certain bit of sense of humor to attract the opposite
deflect,
sex for
and,
one,
yeah.
but then on top of that, I'm sure, as you know, and anyone who's competed in the Miss America competition knows that you've got to have a sense of humor about yourself to succeed in
do,
life, or
yes.
you're going to have trouble. I would say beyond that, then you would have to have a certain amount of intelligence. There would need to be something that kind of brings out those leadership skills, and then ultimately, I think at the end of the day, it would be a pie eating competition.
Yeah, and maybe we could throw in a talent. I would like to see the talent and the pie eating.
All right,
I love it.
There we go.
Well, hold on. What would your talent be, Jamie?
What would my talent be? Oh, wow. Obviously not the humor part that I was telling you guys about. Maybe impressions. I don't know. Maybe.
Oh,
I'm not
that's
sure.
fun. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah. I'm not quite Frank Caliendo, but there's a few of them that I could pull out of my pocket, and maybe we have some fun with the judges.
It's okay. I've had children on my school tour ask me to do different accents, and it's horribly embarrassing. I got asked to do an Australian.
Oh,
My British
Wow.
accent is the only one I can do.
Well, you can't.
It's the
say
only
it.
one. Oh no, that was so bad. Yeah, I can't do it.
No. I wasn't. I was saying you can't say that and then not do it, but then you actually
Yes,
started to do
and
it
I
while I
tried
was
to do
saying
it.
that, so it made it seem like I was saying that you can't do that. That's not what I meant. I'm not that forward when it comes to. But no, a little more.
Okay. Let me think of a good thing to say. Well, we're getting ready to crown the next Miss Virginia here at Liberty University.
That's
That
not
was
bad.
bad.
That's not bad. It sounds like that was from My Fair Lady, or
I was thinking Mary Poppins,
Oh,
but
there
it
you
was
go.
not coming out
There you
like
go.
Mary Poppins.
That's
I tried my best.
That's all right. Now, okay, and I gotta finish with this because we're talking about a sense of. You've obviously got a very good sense of humor, which is wonderful. How much is going on behind the scenes when the cameras aren't on? When there's 50 of you in a big room and it's packed in, and I'm sure some people think very highly of themselves, and other people probably are a little bit more modest and a little bit more laid back, and you've got all that different dynamic there. Is there a reality show behind the scenes whenever you're at one of these competitions?
It's so interesting. A lot of people ask questions, especially when we're looking at the Miss America national competition. And it was actually way more laid back than I thought it was. I was a little nervous because naturally when you put, people who are under pressure, we're under a lot of pressure preparing for Miss America. When you put them in a room together, you don't know what the dynamics would be like. Honestly, it felt like we were at summer camp. We would rehearse, all day
Wow.
and then go and do events together. But when we had downtime, we were playing cards. We were sitting around together talking. It was really fun, actually. So I was surprised. Naturally, I was a little apprehensive in the beginning, but really it just felt like I was with 49 of my friends hanging out. So it was really special.
If you do get like a special connection with Gretchen and she's making any more changes as time goes on, throw that pie eating competition at her.
I will.
That would go. I think that would go well on television, like the thing at Coney Island
I think people
every
would tune
summer.
in for it. Yep,
Yeah.
I do. I think so.
You might not want to have that right before the evening gown competition because of the blueberry
Little
stains
messy.
and everything.
Yes.
But have that maybe at the end of the night. That could be the final thing.
The final thing that pushes you over.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, Cecili, it's been wonderful talking to you today, and I know it's probably a little sad that you're going to have to, now, do you get to keep your crown?
I get to keep the crown.
Okay.
So,
Ooh.
yes, I get to keep the crown as a memento forever. Now, my crown, the new girl will get a shiny crown. Mine has been well loved this year and handled by many school children. So the new Miss Virginia will get a shiny new crown, but I get to hold on to this and hold on to my Miss Virginia sash is something that is very, very special.
If there was a Mr. Virginia competition, would we get sashes as well, or is that
I think so.
exclusive to females?
I feel like maybe you would get a button. Yeah.
A button.
I think a button. I think you could get like a really cool button that says Mr. Virginia. I kind of feel like the sash is special for us.
I
I'd
was
want to
thinking
keep
more
it.
like a championship belt.
Oh, I
that's a
love a
good
belt
idea.
buckle. I think that would be cool.
That's a good
Yes.
idea. If this ever happens, of course we have no chance of winning. But if this ever
No, of course
happens, I think you should patent that idea.
that belt buckle going.
The
There we
Mr.
go.
Virginia Championship belt.
Just a big like outline of the Commonwealth right there on the center plate.
Love it.
That's it. Yeah. The picture of the governor on the side
Look
of
at you guys, or like make up a coat of arms or something, And
there we
very
go.
cool, like royalty. Love
That's
it.
right. You could have a
hockey jersey.
Right, we could do that.
That's it.
Maybe.
go.
Yeah.
Go Caps.
Yeah. Oh, why did I bring that up? We're on the opposite sides.
Oh, I see.
But that's okay. Well, Cecili, it's going to be a fun week, and best wishes to whoever comes out of Virginia that they go all the way and win the competition. Do you know when is the Miss America competition?
So I believe it's going to be September 9th.
September 9th.
So it's very
okay.
quick. Right after Miss Virginia, she'll just have a couple months before she goes on to the big one.
Prepare. Will you be in the process of maybe helping her prepare?
I hope to be. I will definitely be there to help her.
Okay. Well, Caleb, one last time, if you could give out the website and just a brief kind of rundown of the events that are going to be going on the rest of the week for the Miss Virginia competition here at Liberty University.
Right. Everything that's going to be happening between Thursday and Saturday is going to be in the big music hall located on the campus of good old Liberty University. Between Thursday evening and Saturday evening, there's both the Miss Teen and the Miss Virginia. All of the information that you need will be on missva.org.
Outstanding.
That's right.
And 2017 Miss Virginia, Cecili Weber, thank you again for joining us.
Thank you so much.